quit. And Peyton Manning, don't change anything.
My thing is, where is Marvin Harrison?
Right now,
I don't want to just go to him when I need him. I think I have to include him in this offense a little bit more. But look.
Denver shows blitz, but they only come with 4. You asked where Marvin Harrison is. He's at the 35-yard line with the football.
See, what the Colts are, what the Broncos are doing is they've got the corners up on the face of the receivers. There's Poole. But what happens when he gets by, he really doesn't this time. He just jumps and makes a nice play. But with the corners up so often, you see that the safeties then wind up having to play Marvin Harrison. That's really a mismatch. The way the Broncos want to play it is go press man and let the guys in the back help out.
9 catches for Harrison and another 3rd down for the Colts. They have been spectacular converting 3rd downs tonight. James on a quick count.
Fumble.
Lost the ball. And the Colts got it back.
Heads
Adam
up
Meadows. Boy, heads up indeed. Dove forward to get the ball after James got the 1st down.
You know what you find? You find everybody on your football team more alert in a game like this with the snow or in the rain and the mud. And Adam Meadows, look at how alert he is. He sees the ball. He gets to it. Don't take anything for granted.
This is amazing to me. The Colts have converted 12 out of 14 3rd downs tonight. And Peyton Manning gets a lot of the credit because he makes a lot of those 3rd down calls at the line. James stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
See, and I think this is what the Broncos have to do. I don't think that Ray Rhodes, the defensive coordinator of the Broncos, can lay back and play any type of zones. He has to take some chances. Other than Marvin Harrison, I don't think anybody scares you as far as the receivers go. Reggie Wayne hasn't really had a presence. Neither is Qadry Ismail. Make Peyton Manning work. He's thrown to the wide receivers 12 times, the tight end just twice, the running back. All those catches are in the first half to Edgerrin James.
And 9 of those 12 went to Marvin Harrison among the wide receivers. Play action by Manning. Good protection. Now it breaks down and Manning takes off, slides in. And the reason there's no flag is that slide was late.
We saw the way Peyton Manning has distributed the football to his receivers, running backs and tight ends. Now here's how he spread it out over the field. Really got it all over the place. Not gone deep very much. Just has thrown 5 balls over 15 yards, working the right side, which is a matchup with Deltha O'Neal on Marvin Harrison. That's where he's been able to complete most of his passes.
Can the Colts continue to defy the odds on 3rd down? Manning double clutches, incomplete. Kanoy Kennedy with great coverage that time on Pollard.
I got to give credit to Ray Rhodes on that one. He did what I thought he'd have to do. He's got to bring pressure on Peyton Manning. He can't let him drop back and set and allow Marvin Harrison to work in the zone. You have to go after him, especially when the footing is this way. Make him get the ball out of his hands as quickly as possible.
O'Neal and Poole will drop back together for Denver, and Hunter Smith for only his 2nd punt of the night. Even the snaps get a little tricky now. Just got it out of there, and he goes down. And no flag.
Wait a minute.
Deltha O'Neal. Hunter Smith knocks him out of bounds. A 53-yard return.
I'll tell you, Hunter Smith got hammered. Now, there was a blocker back there, and there were 2 defenders, the Denver defensive guys coming. The blocker blocked one, and the other one almost killed Hunter Smith. Here comes Deltha O'Neal, and Hunter Smith does a great job because as the punter, he forces him to the sideline. That's just heads-up play by the punter, but he got hammered.
Unless the player was forced into Hunter Smith, I can't understand why there wasn't a flag, because he went down hard. Portis. Big hole up the middle and just tripped up by Peterson. Made him stumble after he grabbed the ankle.
What you saw on that play, as well as on the punt return, is as the defenders try and break down to take a position on whoever has the ball, they can't get really good footing. So if the runner has any kind of momentum, like O'Neal had on the return, or that time Portis had, they're going to wind up gaining extra yards.
2nd and 1. Portis hit in the backfield by Morris and then lunges forward and may have the first down. Let's go back to the punt and see what happened with Hunter Smith.
I'm going to show you the hole that's created. Oh, Hunter Smith just got banged.
Yeah, got banged.
Nice job by Delpha O'Neal, getting through, picking his way, and then trying to pick up some help.
1st and goal. Portis again. Big hole. Portis, touchdown.
Portis. This is so easy. What you do is you go to the side where they have the least amount of players. They go to the right. Look at everybody's in the middle of the field or back to the right side of the field, so they go to the left-hand side of the defense.
Oh, and Chad Bransky just charges down hard inside to take himself out of the play.
For Clinton Portis, 15 carries, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Elam with the point after. Denver reclaims the lead at home against the Colts.
We're taking a heritage of performance to the next level with greater control from new wraparound grips, the rugged durability of a metal gearbox, and built-in work lights for spot-on visibility in any lighting. At Skill, we share your passion for home improvement, which is why we've challenged ourselves to create the most forward-thinking new tools possible. Introducing the all-new power tool line from Skill with built-in work lights. It's what's next.
Don't wait until after Thanksgiving. Shop early and save big at Radio Shack's pre-Thanksgiving sale. Get $10 to $100 in rebates on all Motorola phones. Get a free extra handset with the purchase of select Radio Shack 2.4 gigahertz cordless phones. Save an additional $100 instantly with any desktop system or notebook computer purchase. Plus, get a PlayStation 2 value pack exclusively at Radio Shack. So shop early and save big at the pre-Thanksgiving sale at Radio Shack.
With Microsoft Server software, you can quickly connect with partners. That's software for the agile business from Microsoft.
ESPN Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers. Docker Stain Defender, don't be the one without it. Skill, what's next? And Microsoft, makers of software for the agile business. Able to go back during the break and take a look at that punt play again, and there was no foul.
There really
Excellent
wasn't.
call by the official. Walters on the short kick. Cuts it back after taking it outside to the 33-yard line.
Flag down. Duda.
Denver indicating a hold against the Colts, and that's what it is.
Holding number 98 on the receiving team during the run back. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Sam Soar to back up linebacker. Fourth quarter, don't go away.
Tonight on SportsCenter, a battle of the Bays. Winner gets the best record. The Bills get one of their men. The intensity of a Gary Williams practice, and a son steps from dad's shadow. Join me, Stuart Scott, and Dan Patrick, SportsCenter, after the game on ESPN.
It's nasty in Denver, but what a great game. The Broncos on top, 20-17. 9:21 to go in the game. Joe Dean Davenport out of bounds. Let's check in with Susie.
Mike, I'm with Shannon Sharp. First off, what's the status report on your elbow?
Well, I came out here early today and I ran some routes, and it felt pretty good. The most difficult thing is getting in my stance, putting pressure on the arm. But I'm going to try it, give it a go on Wednesday, and we'll see how it feels. I have to convince Mike that I'm ready to go for the game, and if I can do that in practice the next couple of days, I think I'll be fine for the game.
Stick with us in a second, Mike.
Thank you, Susie. From the 26. Manning changing the play. Manning now has to scramble. Runs into his own man and down at the 30, back to Susie.
Earlier in the season, you have a handful of Super Bowl rings. You told us this team has the chemistry to go all the way. What's the progress report in Week 12?
Well, I think we just have to develop some consistency, and I think that's the toughest thing to do in the NFL is be consistent week in and week out. I think the team that puts that together down the stretch the best, that's the team that's going to be in San Diego, and hopefully we can get it going.
Thanks, Shannon. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks,
And when Shannon Sharp comes back, he will really be a huge addition to this offense. Another big third down for the Colts. And it's caught on 3 bounces. Troy Walters had it, lost it, and got it back again.
I mean, this is a sensational catch. I mean, Troy Walters, that ball comes zipping in. Watch this. Peyton Manning throws. Here comes the ball. Up.
It's through.
Up. Back. Up.
Incredible concentration.
Concentration.
He was the Bolitnikoff Award winner at Stanford. Had a great college career, seldom used here. And another big third down, and now Edgerrin James to the Denver 44. Biggest hole he's had all night. He rips off 18.
Did you see the way he avoided Kenoy Kennedy on that one? I mean, he goes through the hole. Okay, watch number 28 come into your picture. All right, it's me and you. Nope, you got me once, but you're not going to get me again with one of those shots.
Me and you, and then just me.
That's right.
119 yards in total offense, approaching 100 on the ground. These two teams have come back at each other repeatedly tonight. James again, nothing there this time, stopped at the line of scrimmage.
You know, the one thing that Peyton Manning said to us yesterday is that we think we can run the football. Because the first thing I said was, if you're going to try to win this, if you're going to win this football game, you're going to have to be able to run the ball. And he said, we think we can, but we have to run it to the outside. They've had the biggest plays up the middle.
Well, for Tom Moore's offense, it's an essential part of it, or else he's not going to get a shot at a big play. He's not going to get a shot at the tight ends over the middle because the linebackers won't respect it.
If you can't run, the play fakes mean nothing. Manning under pressure, finally gets the screen to James, and Denver was all over it. John Mobley was there, and then Monte Rieger comes out from a lying spot to help out.
John Mobley plays this thing so beautifully. I mean, he's a smart, tough, fast linebacker. But watch what happens on the outside. Look who makes the play. It's Mobley. He was blocked from the back and still made the tackle.
And Monte Rieger had a tremendous reaction on that play. As soon as Peyton Manning faked the screen one way, Rieger was dropping back because he knew it was coming the other way. And Mobley's been in on 9 tackles tonight. Third and long, blitz coming. Manning, it's intercepted. Picked off by Delta O'Neal. It looked like he had Harrison. Delta O'Neal with the defensive play of the game. Goes by 3. Delta O'Neal just got his 5th interception and maybe his most important one of the season. And now in 27 career starts, he has had 14 picks. One of the reasons he went to the Pro Bowl a year ago. Now Denver wants to work on the clock. They start from their 18 and movement.
On the quarterback, number 11. 5 yards, first down.
Delta O'Neal puts himself in excellent position. That's Troy Walters up there in that little white area, and there's Delta O'Neal. Peyton Manning just tries to fire this ball in. O'Neal is just laying back, and he'll go airborne to make the play. He sees the break, he breaks on the ball, and then just extends himself to come up with the interception. He had one go through his hands earlier in the game. Wasn't going to let it happen again.
Beuerlein. And throws behind Carswell. Beuerlein's now hit only one of his last 5 for 2 yards and a pick. He has struggled late, but Peyton Manning, 22 of 33, 188, and that big interception on the last series. He's also fumbled twice because of the weather and lost one of those.
You know what's amazing about time of possession? We make a big deal out of it. It's what you do at the time. The Indianapolis Colts have had the ball twice as much as the Denver Broncos, and they're losing by 3 points. They've had it for 36 and a half minutes. It's amazing.
2nd and 15 for Beuerlein. Pressure coming, flanker screen to Rod Smith, and the Colts did an excellent job of sniffing that one out. Chad Bratsky made the play. Next Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern, join Chris Berman and Tom Jackson. They'll have NFL primetime for you. And then Warren Sapp and the Bucs go to New Orleans to take on Aaron Brooks and the Saints on ESPN Sunday Night Football at 8:30. We can't wait.
Boy, does John Gruden have that offense clicking in Tampa, and Keyshawn Johnson scoring touchdowns.
I'll tell you one thing, though. Warren Sapp, when he plays against Brett Favre, he goes crazy. they couldn't even slow him down today.
2 guys who have the ultimate respect for each other.
Yeah, Simeon Rice gets into double figures, 11.5 sacks.
3rd and 12. Beuerlein trying to keep the drive going. Throws underneath. There's a flag down on the play as well.
Well, I think they're going to have encroachment by the defense.
The catch was made by Ashley Lilly, but they'll take the penalty and give themselves another shot on 3rd down.
Offside.
Here's Salam on
number 93. Defense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
4 minutes exactly to go in this game. Denver trying to keep the drive going. Indy needs to get the ball back.
Paul, you made a great point there. Efren Salam has done an excellent job on Dwight Freeney, keeping him away from Beuerlein, giving him a chance to make plays.
Dwight Freeney thought that he would have a pretty good day. The simple reason is that Dwight Freeney thinks, you know, well, here I am. Nobody knows who I am. They really haven't seen me except on film. They don't know exactly what I can do.
7 sacks. This is his 3rd straight start. He's really come on for them. Blitz coming. Beuerlein floats it up, and it's caught. Ashley Lilly, and Beuerlein took a shot. Hung in there as long as he could.
Gary Kubiak, the offensive coordinator of the Denver Broncos, just talks flowingly about Ashley Lilly. There's a quick post and go. What a great adjustment to the ball. Look at him adjust to this ball. Talked about his terrific hands, and they really felt like Ashley Lilly and Clinton Portis, once they started fitting into this offense and becoming more productive, this offense would go to another level, and it has.
A new set of downs for Denver, and they'll whistle the play dead.
Prior to the snap, false start, 89, offense. 5 yards, First down.
What's amazing about Lally is a high school senior. He had 9 catches, had to walk on in Hawaii. Susie, he's quite a story.
He is, and he's made some great third down plays for this team. Rod Smith says, just wait till he really learns to use his body. And I talked to Ashley, and he agreed. He says he needs to work on mixing it up with the big guys, getting off the line. He said his speed helps him to recover, but when he gets jammed, he has some problems. And then especially on this team, you have to know how to block. That's what you learn from Ed and from Rod, but he's really coming along.
But you know he's going to learn how to catch because he's got June Jones as his coach over at the University of Hawaii.
Exactly.
And June just puts it up a few hundred times a game.
And you know he's not going to make many mistakes because his dad was a Marine. Anytime he made a mistake, it was time to do push-ups.
How do you concentrate going to University of Hawaii?
I couldn't. Portis, after the penalty, trying to pick his way through, and he's dragged down by a host of white shirts led by Larry Triplett.
This is a point where Alex Gibb, who comes in on Sundays and Mondays, former offensive line coach of the Broncos, in a situation like this in the game with the weather conditions, he would yell at Clinton Portis, don't fumble, don't fumble. Finally, at the Kansas City game, he stopped yelling at him. And he said, thank goodness you finally stopped yelling at me. I don't have to worry about it. You didn't remind me of it. I'm not going to put it on the ground, so just go away.
Nice hat. 20-17. Broncos over the Colts. 3:01 to go in the game, and the Colts have made the statement. This is the series they have to stop them. They started using their timeouts. Beuerlein under pressure, and down he goes, Rob Morris, with his second sack of the night.
See, don't you like what both teams are doing? First of all, I like the fact that Denver's not going to sit on it. They're going to attack you. And number two, the Indianapolis Colts came after him.
There he goes, little play action pass. Nobody blocks Rob Morris. I mean, to me, it's more of an error by the offensive line or the backs. They've got everybody out. Rob Morris just comes waltzing in untouched. Now, I don't know.
No, wait, let me tell you, Rob does not waltz.
Okay, he came. Why would you say he did? Give me another word. I'm glad you said it, not me.
He said, if I can't play in this defense under Tony Dungy, it might be time to look for a new profession. Well, Rob, you're right where you ought to be.
I'm a little surprised that they used their timeout after this sack because you got them back 10 yards. You save your 2 timeouts. You're still going to have the 2-minute warning, and you could use it as you try and drive down the field in bigger chunks instead of trying to hurry and rush. So I'm a little bit surprised that the Colts used their timeout in this instance.
Well, I think they had to because they used the first one already.
Yeah.
I think you commit yourself to doing it.
But if they hadn't gotten the sack, I agree with you.
Yeah, but the thing about it is now they got it back to in a 3rd and almost 20 situation. And what you want to do now is don't let them run off. They can run off this thing almost down to 2 minutes if they wanted to.
But I think the timeouts are going to be so valuable to them.
3rd and very long. Beuerlein with all day. Throws. Caught right at the sticks. It should be a first down.
It is.
What a throw by Beuerlein to the 45-yard line. First down and the catch to his favorite receiver, Rod Smith.
I remain absolutely confused to no end by coaches defensively that rush 3, drop 8, and allow a quarterback to stand back all day and allow receivers to get down the field 20 yards to pick up a first down. Look at it this way. If you bring pressure on Beuerlein, Rod Smith can't get 20 yards down the field.
Sure. They're going to have to snap the ball before the 2-minute warning. And they do to Portis, protecting the ball to the 41. 2 minutes to go. Denver with the ball and a 3-point lead. Stuart Scott and Dan Patrick standing by for Sports Center. They'll have all the information on the day's sports. Yes, Dan, talking about you, buddy. When we're done here, but it's a 3-point game with 2 minutes to go. The Colts have 1 timeout left.
If you're Steve Beuerlein right now, there's one thought in your mind to start with. Get the snap. Keep 2 hands on the ball.
Portis, the deep man in the eye. Portis gets the carry and is stuffed And the Colts use their final timeout at 1:55. Here's the quarterback comparison. Peyton Manning has thrown for 188 yards, 1 pick tonight. Beuerlein, 185 yards, 1 touchdown, but 2 interceptions. First, Joe, give me your impression about the quarterbacks tonight. Is it fair to judge them in these conditions? And does Beuerlein create a quarterback controversy in Denver?
I think Peyton Manning has obviously, managed the game. A couple of things got away from him. I don't think there's a controversy here in Denver. I think Steve Beuerlein has done the job he was brought in here to do. Win a football game when Brian Griese wasn't ready. Here in town, they're torn. In Denver, they want Beuerlein. And it really has to do with Steve having a very outgoing, quiet calm personality versus Brian, who's a little bit more introverted, and the people think he's just a cold type of an individual. To me, I stay with Brian Griese as my quarterback. He got you to this position except for this game. Steve Beuerlein has done a good job. Mike Shanahan's got to feel like if we need to, we're in good shape going in for the drive and the stretch.
Well, he got Beuerlein just for this purpose.
Exactly.
That's why that man is here.
The game on the line here, 3rd and 5. And now Beuerlein has to use the timeout. Did not want to run the wrong play at this critical juncture.
Doesn't make any difference if he takes a timeout or not right here. I mean, this is really the smart thing to do. Don't do something stupid and screw it up. Let's just take a timeout. Let's get settled back down again.
You can tell by Mike Shanahan who wasn't in the right place. Reuben Drones was not where he belonged. Steve Beuerlein sort of walked to the left or right of Mike Shanahan a little bit, let Drones walk up to him and take the brunt of it. Here's a guy who doesn't play much. He's touched the ball 3 times coming into this game, and he's only caught 2 passes. Now there's another guy who has to continue to touch the football for the Colts to move on. We were talking about this division. Tennessee loses in this division. Houston wins, but I don't think they're a factor in the playoff picture.
Here's the situation, 3rd and 5. If they don't make the first down and decide to punt, which they most assuredly would, you would think, Indianapolis would get the ball back with a little over a minute to play.
Oh, man.
Beuerlein to throw for it, tipped it incomplete. McCaffrey couldn't hold on.
And that baby was almost intercepted.
Yeah, but I love the call. Mike, one of the things that Steve Beuerlein talked about regarding Mike Shanahan, he said, Mike Shanahan, Norv Turner, and Jerry Rome. He said, I love these guys. I love playing for them because all 3 of them are similar in one's respect, and that is they're willing to take chances. I would have to say a call like that in this kind of a game would be considered a bit of a chance.
I like the call, but that ends up being as good as a timeout for Indianapolis. It stops only took 4 seconds off the clock.
I don't like the call. I think if you put the clock in motion.
And David Macklin did a great job against McCaffrey. And now Walters is deep. Lets it go, and it reaches the end zone just. Monday Night Countdown, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. It's the best place to get ready for Monday Night Football. Then on ABC at 9, it's the Monday Night Game with Deuce Staley and the Eagles against Terrell Owens and the 49ers.
Peyton Manning has had 13 career game-winning drives, 2 this season. In overtime. Paul, overtime? And if we got to overtime, would you defer?
Gosh, can you believe Detroit did that today?
I don't.
They won the toss and deferred in overtime and gave the ball to Chicago.
Never saw the ball.
The Colts need a field goal to tie, a touchdown to win. They have no timeouts. Blitz by Denver. And Manning got it complete to Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne hit in bounds, did not have forward momentum, so the clock runs.
What a tackle by Kenoy Kennedy. It's little things that make such a difference. He doesn't allow Reggie Wayne to get outside. He's running about 15 seconds off the clock just by extra effort on a tackle.
Manning throws again. This time Harrison will get out of bounds, has the first down, and stops the clock.
Well, the clock is stopped. Let me just mention one other thing. Marvin Harrison catches one more ball. That'll put him at 100. He'll be the first guy in the history of the National Football League to do it 4 years in a row.
He has 10 catches tonight, 100 yards. That puts him at 99 for 1,210 yards on the season. This is only the 11th game. Manning looks that way again and then scrambles. And Peyton gets out of bounds.
You can just sense the pressure that the Broncos are bringing on Manning. They're not giving him a chance to be able to sit back there and throw the ball down the field.
That was Monsanto Pope chasing him. Vanderjagt this year, 14 out of 21. In the pregame, before it really started snowing, Vanderjagt hit a 53-yarder.
And he's 1 for 1 this year from 50 yards plus.
A clutch kicker who is struggling more than he ever had in his career. But they're not to where he can even have a shot at it yet. 3-man rush this time. Manning trying to run for it. Makes a move, gets to the 42. He's got another first down.
He's got it. The only problem is now the clock is moving, and they can't stop it.
Watch.
Well, there's a penalty because the Denver Broncos didn't get enough their people off the field. They had 12 guys on the field when Peyton Manning took the snap, so they'll get 5 more yards.
Now they're going to have a discussion about this one.
12 guys on the field.
12 men and offsides.
No, that's a double dipper. They get a 25-yard penalty. No.
Offside, 93 defense. That penalty will be accepted. 12 men on the defense was also called. That penalty will be declined. First down.
Now that's a break for the Colts because it acts as a timeout for them, something they didn't have.
I still think that Peyton Manning, if they're going to come with a 3-man rush, he still has time to throw one more down the middle.
I think the problem with that, Paul, though, is number 56, Al Wilson, is just getting back to the middle of the football field as quick as he can if he's not blitzing.
Here comes the blitz.
To Pollard, and Pollard low and behind him, couldn't catch it. And that was another play at the line of scrimmage from Peyton Manning. You saw him go right to Pollard.
Well, he saw Al Wilson walk up on the left side, walked over to Pollard, basically said, there's no one in the middle of the field. Go for it. I'm going to you.
40 seconds left.
You have to figure that Peyton Manning's going to pick up about 25 yards.
And I'm still saying the best place to pick it up is in the middle of the field. Right there.
To the middle, incomplete, intended for Ismail, and Denard Walker batted it away.
And you still have time to throw in the middle.
Yeah, but Denard Walker's mad at himself because he felt like he had a shot at the interception. Manning waits. Walker breaks on the ball. That bounces off of Denard Walker's chest. He's on Ismail. He's just laying inside because Paul, you know, he's thinking like you are. Where they want to throw it for the biggest amount of yardage.
They did a study in these situations. If a pass is completed 20 yards downfield, it takes 10 to 13 seconds to get to the line and spike it.
Well, they've got 34.
So they can do it twice.
Manning the deep out to Harrison, overthrown. And now do or die for the Colts on 4th and 5.
See, I think now what you try and do is just pick up, you're thinking first down. First down, get to the line of scrimmage, spike it, leave yourself 2 more throws. He'll ultimately wind up in this time frame, I think, with 3 throws.
You remember the Brett Favre philosophy in 2-minute drills, just move the chains.
Yeah, but you don't have time in this situation, guys.
Well, you got to move them once. Puts Harrison in motion. Manning, Ismail with the catch. They've got a first down.
And Kenoy Kennedy almost killed him.
Gain of 16. They've got to line up and kill the clock. And they do with 12 seconds to go. From here, it would be a 54-yard field goal try in the snow, the cold, and the wind.
What a catch. Look at this. Now watch number 28, Kenoy Kennedy. Not there. He just tried to take him out.
This is the problem you're faced with. If you throw the ball in the middle of the field, Mike, based upon what you said, it doesn't have to be 20 yards. Maybe they try and pick up 5 or 6. He has to go to the sidelines, but it's imperative that Peyton Manning does not get sacked.
Marvin Harrison is out to the right. They've got to respect his speed and lay off a little bit. And Manning goes that way. And Harrison couldn't hold it. They would have had 5 yards to make the try under 50.
He still got time to throw that pass again because it only took 4 seconds. But the thing about it is, just remember the last time that we were here, guys. We saw a 55-yard field goal and a 53-yard field goal.
Tony Dungy's not waiting now.
No, they're going to kick it now.
They will bring on Mike Vanderjagt. And he will try from 54 yards. One better than his career long. And in these conditions, what kind of a kick would that be as Denver takes a timeout? Boy, are you asking a lot from a guy to come out and try a career-long shot in these conditions.
What about Jason Elam's missed extra point after, 340-something. This happened after the Broncos' first touchdown. The weather's nice, the field is green, and doink, he hits the upper
71 in a row until that one.
And the poles are very high.
Yes, they are.
And unforgiving.
The one thing that I think Vanderjagt does have in his favor is altitude. We know the ball carrier. We saw Lindo Mare and Jason Elam the last time we did Sunday Night Football with the Miami Dolphins and the Denver Broncos. One gets a shot to kick it, the other one does.
From 54 yards to tie. Got a chance.
He's got it.
Mike Vanderjagt from 54 yards. Are you kidding?
Here's a guy who's 4 for 9 from 40 to 49 yards. Now he's 2 for 2 over 50. Oh, and he's got plenty of leg.
Oh, Peyton, man. Look at Peyton Manning. Is that any good? Vanderjagt, you'd have to tackle him to slow him down. Look at Vanderjagt.
And Tony Dungy.
That is the most excitement you're going to see, or I think I've ever seen out of Tony Dungy. He jumped in the air.
Vanderjagt, where'd he go to school? I believe it was West Virginia.
Great school.
They may have the 2 best kickers in the league with Sauerbrunn as the punter.
Well, they've got Hunter.
I thought I'd throw that.
Where'd you go to school?
West Virginia.
Oh, where did Hunter Smith go to school?
Notre Dame.
2 great kickers on the Colts.
Yeah.
3 seconds left after Vanderjagt hits a 54-yard career-long field goal.
You know what's the amazing thing? All these years, it just amazed me. The noise was so loud in here before that ball was snapped. And when that ball cleared the uprights, it was as quiet as you can imagine.
Paul, we were talking before. As a matter of fact, you mentioned it walking into the stadium tonight about 3.5 hours ago. It said overtime. Here's a situation with the conditions the way they are. When you have a choice in overtime, do you take the football? In these conditions only.
Yes.
I agree with you.
What do you think? This is Detroit?
No, I don't think it's Chicago either.
The clock doesn't start until it's touched by a Bronco.
Don't lateral it.
And it's taken by Monte Rieger, the defensive lineman. And that's it.
Big
Time
plays.
has expired. We will go to overtime.
You stay with Marvin Harrison. In the offense, the Colts continue to throw to Marvin Harrison. And
Followed by a 3-minute intermission.
And then all
First team that scores wins. 2 timeouts for each team in over.
It is a picture postcard night for football from Denver, Colorado. We get ready for overtime 2020.
And if I'm the special teams coach, the one thing I do is I grab this kickoff return team because they've held on every single kickoff return. Even if you're going to miss a guy, don't even think about grabbing a guy. Make your block. If you don't, okay, that's all right. Let the runner run.
Troy Walters waits at the goal line. Mike Anor to kick off for Denver to start overtime. Bounces, and Walters takes it at the 4. Up the sideline and belted out of bounds. A crushing shot by Bertrand Berry.
Well, you know what? This goes back to, you remember that third down play, Joe, where they threw the ball and could have run off the time?
Some more time on the clock. You're right. I think it makes a difference. The other thing to consider is that when Vanderjagt made that kick, he had the wind at his back.
Right.
Now the Colts will be working into the wind, and I don't think anything over 50 yards is even possible.
Yeah, but you got Peyton Manning.
He's had a pretty good night. 25 for 41 for 215.
In this stuff, that's a brilliant night. Back to the ground for James. Ran through an arm tackle by Mungro and got through an arm tackle by Mobley, and then Reggie Hayward made the tackle.
You know the guy that's got to be sorest after every game that they play Denver?
Yeah.
It's Kenoi Kennedy. This guy, you talk about popping your shoulders. He will really pop you.
And he gets a running start all the time, too.
Oh, after the game, he's got to be a 6'1" bruise.
He does.
2nd and 5. Manning, another adjustment. Mungro straight up the middle. Dives forward a yard shy of a first down.
What Peyton Manning was looking at is he was looking at the way the Denver Broncos were spread out to cover his receivers. So he felt like he looks at how many people are around the line of scrimmage. Can Jeff Saturday and Ryan Dean have a chance? And you take a look at, see how everybody's spread out? They're spread out all over the field. Run it up in here just like he did. That's what he did.
No linebackers.
Nobody inside.
Well, they've got Mungro in again, and they got Jim Finn in at fullback.
3rd and a yard. Mungro straight up the middle. He's got a first down and more. Mungro will not stop driving, gets to the 49. And did you see the cool of Peyton Manning? All right, Reggie Wayne, I want you to come in motion. Then Wayne starts to turn around and go back the other way. No, just keep coming this way. I mean, he's got everything under total control.
He really does. And again, one thing that when we talked to Peyton Manning, and we said this earlier in the game, is that he told us, we are not trying to get to the perfect play. We are trying to get a play that's going to work for us. It doesn't have to be perfect. And he keeps doing it.
3rd and 1, you need 1.5. Mungro off the left side. Can't get away from Poole.
I'm sure some of the Indianapolis Colts fans are saying to themselves, where's Edgerrin James? Well, remember, he's ankle problem, hamstring problem, knee problem. The good thing that happened to the Indianapolis Colts is they found out that they did have another back when Mungro ran for 114 against the Eagles in Philadelphia. So they have to feel like, hey, we can put this guy in there and run the football with him as effectively as if Edge was in.
And the rookie Ricky Williams as well. Manning on 2nd and 10. Jodine Davenport to the 45-yard line. They need to reach the 41 for a first down. Wilson and goal on the tackle.
When Mungro played in the Philadelphia game, we were talking to Peyton Manning about him yesterday. He says, I didn't even know he was active.
That's right.
All week long.
Nobody did.
He was on the practice squad. He said he didn't know he was active. But now you look at this game here. Peyton Manning just takes what you give him. And that's what I really like about him as a quarterback.
I also think he loves these moments. I think he relishes the opportunity to control the game in a pressure-packed situation.
And he normally comes through at these times. Quickly outside, first down and more. Marvin Harrison has hit 100 catches for the 4th year in a row. Nobody has ever done that, and Harrison is slow to get up.
No, he's tired. That's all. He's just tired. Look at this, man. I'm telling you, and I said, you know, at the beginning of the show that he needed 11, he was going to get it. I didn't say he was going to get it tonight. But when you look at this, this is record-breaking. He is the only person in NFL history to catch 100 passes 4 straight years.
And he is on a pace to shatter Herman Moore's single-season record of 123 catches. Just shatter it. Mungro again. Walker takes him out of bounds, but he gains 3 more.
The other thing about that pass play is I don't believe Peyton Manning ever even had his hands on the laces. He wanted to get out of his hands so quickly. He was in the shotgun, turned and threw it to Marvin Harrison as quick as he could. He's just holding on to the football.
Just incredible numbers for Marvin Harrison. He's hit the 100 catch mark. He's gone over 1,000 yards 4 straight years as well.
Well, Rod Smith, Denver's great receiver, number 80, said he's the best receiver in the game.
2nd and 8. Still not in legitimate field goal range into the win. Manning unloads, and the ball comes loose. Harrison made the catch, and they're going to say incomplete.
And it's a proper ruling. This ball is up on his shoulder. He never fully has possession of the football. It hits him in the chest, winds up going up on his shoulder, and then he hits the ground. You must make a move athletically with it. Ball's up on his shoulder.
No, never had control.
Never has control of it coming down.
You have to control the ball, get both feet down, and then make a move, or it's not a complete pass. And he never had it to begin with.
I'll tell you, these officials have done a wonderful job tonight. Bob McElwee and his crew ought to be proud.
3rd and 8. Manning changes the play, goes under center. Mungro only gets a couple. The adjustment didn't work that time. Now if you're Tony Dungy, what do?
I punt it. I punt it back, put my defense out on the field, and I do not want to give the Denver Broncos field position on the 35-yard line.
It would be 51 yards into a slight breeze.
In overtime, they only have 2 timeouts per team.
Now, Vanderjagt and Tony Dungy are talking. Says, can you hit it 51 into the wind?
Well, they're going to start the clock, and they may wind up he's going to need to use a timeout. Take some time to think about it. I think that's the right decision.
They stopped the clock with 9:29 to go in overtime.
Second.
Vanderjagt 2 for 2 tonight. Coming into this game in the worst slump of his career, he had missed 5 of the last 8.
This one will be 51 yards.
Well, you know, he's pumped, and he knows. I mean, there's no conceit in this whole thing. This game rides on this kick. He knows whether he can make it or not.
Well,
he really does, and he has the confidence to do it.
I think if he doesn't, I think that Tony Dungy has the confidence in his defense that they'll be able to stop him. You wouldn't make this decision if you didn't have some kind of confidence that your defense can get the job done as well.
Now, the 54-yarder he hit had 3 or 4 yards to spare, but as Joe pointed out earlier, that was with a slight breeze. This will be into one.
And Mike
Shanahan looking like, are you crazy?
Yeah, Mike Shanahan's thinking, I've seen this before on Sunday night. Now, neither of these coaches has won. 0-2, Dungy is at night on prime time, and Shanahan is 7-3. All 3 games have been lost, have been the night games.
52, boys.
Vanderjagt to win it in overtime from 51.
He's got it.
He made it! He's got it! Mike Vanderjagt with a 51-yarder to win it after he kicked a 54-yarder to send it into overtime. Holy
What wind? Did somebody say there was wind down on the field?
What do you think about the 2 games he's done? done here. The Miami game. 55-yarder, 53-yarder, and then we get the same guy kick 154 and then 51. I'd have given him 52.
I guess Vanderjagt is out of his slump.
Paul, I think you make a great point. The call that was made at the end for the Broncos, leaving the time on the clock without burning 40 seconds, really left the Indianapolis Colts in this football game.
And then, you know, really, when at the end of the game, when Vanderjagt was talking to Tony Dungy, Vanderjagt, when he hit that one down there, he knew how much he cleared the ball. You know how well he hit it. He's the guy you got to convince the coach, and you got to believe in what this guy's telling you.
From now on, he can go to Tony Dungy and say, I can kick it 65 yards, and the coach will give him a shot at it. Let's go to Susie.
Peyton, where does this game rank in terms of a team sticking together in adverse conditions?
Well, it's one of the biggest ones, Susie. For me, I think for this team, certainly with the Coach Dungy era, a lot of things happened today. Tennessee got beat, Miami got beat. This is a big game to get atop the AFC. It had a lot of importance. Big game, national TV, and came down the wire and we got it done.
How proud are you of your guys? I mean, nobody gave up.
Nobody gave up. And it didn't look good there for a while. You know, they converted that third down on that third and long and then punted us deep into our own territory. But, I'm not saying we were guaranteeing we were going to come back. There was a lot of confidence. We made plays. Mike had a tough game last week, bounced back this week with 2 huge field goals. And what a big win.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Susie.
Mike?
Susie, thank you. They came from 13-3 down to win it in overtime. For Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, Susie Culver, and our entire hardworking ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Good night from Invesco Field at Mile High. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Good night, everyone.